Hello. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of Should You Take That Case? I'm so glad you're here. What happens is it's the goal of our show to be a resource for legal professionals like yourselves who pursue medically related cases by sharing their experiences and insights as defense or plaintiff attorneys. Yes, and like I said, welcome to Should You Take That Case? I am your host, Lisa Wade, owner of Wade Nurse Consultants. But besides that, I'm also the creator of our Attorney Medical Records Resource Group. That's our private LinkedIn group. And that is where we get all of our attorneys for our interviews on Should You Take That Case. We use this as an opportunity to get to know one another and to that point, we are going to do that today with Herman Jimerson in just a few moments. Herman's joining us from St. Louis, so hang on. We're going to toddle over to the comments and the chat and see if anybody's visiting us live. If you could put an A in that chat, if you are an attorney, a P, if you're a paralegal, and H for hello, if you're just stopping by saying hello today. We're glad to have you. Glad you're taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us and learn more about us. One more thing, if you are a part of Women Owned Law, put a W in that chat because Women Owned Law is a wonderful organization. It is a groundbreaking group helped created to help connect and advance women legal entrepreneurs. So look them up too on womenownedlaw.com. And now it is time to introduce our guest for today, Herman Jimerson from St. Louis. And Herman was named a super lawyer in Missouri by Kansas City Magazine, was awarded the Volunteer Award by the Bar Association of Metropolitan St. Louis, and was named Outstanding Professional, and also awarded the Volunteer Lawyer Award from from the Missouri State Public Defender's Office. And at Jimerson Law, that firm, they treat their clients as though their matters were their own, and they take pride in the relationships that they establish. So now I'm going to bring to you Herman Jimerson. And there you are, Herman.
Hello, Lisa. Thank you so much. Okay, appreciate being on here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. We love having you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm from the Midwest, so I say ma'am a lot. Okay, so
that's all right. I will not take any offense to that. I don't hear ma'am as often.
You're not a ma'am, but it's just our way in the Midwest. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Well, first of all, let me say this: relationships is everything. Okay. And I'm so glad, first of all, to have a relationship with you and with your business, and just to know that people like you, outstanding people like you, are out there to help us lawyers just to get to the next level. Okay, and that's very important. So I just want to thank you for that relationship, and that just like we treat clients as our own, I can tell that you treat other lawyers as if they're own, because it's a very important service that you give, and we're so thankful that people like you are out there. And we thank you, Lisa, for that.
Oh, you are sweet. You are kind, and I can't say anything other than you're telling the truth. So,
amen. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Herman, I'm going to get to you, talk to you about medical records and how you manage them as part of your litigations. But first, we want to know all about you. What led you to be the attorney that you are, to work in this practice? What do you enjoy about it? And I always say, go back to the crib if you must. How did you become A lawyer.
I almost have to go back to the crib. In fact, I wrote a book, Lisa. It's called The Defender. Okay, and I wrote it a long time ago. You may see a copy of it on Amazon or something like that. But it actually gives a little bit of a fictionalized story of me, fictionalized because it's dramatized to create something. But bottom line was, my mother knew from the start that I was going to be an attorney because she said, "Boy, you will argue with a signpost." so, so she knew I was stubborn and she knew I was persistent, and she didn't quite know what field I would go into, but I had that propensity to stand up for what I thought was right. Okay, so that's one aspect. Really didn't quite understand being a lawyer until actually I went to undergrad school, and I know I'm getting a little spiritual here, but I know there was something that was guiding me out of this party one night. There was a party in the dorms, okay, and I said, "Get out of here, Herman. It's not for you." And I walked all the way back across the campus and into the academic hall, and I started reading the poster boards on the wall. You know, they always have law school, interested, check here, take this. I took every one of those posters off and I mailed in everything. And I just started reading about it. And I became crazed about it. I can't think of a better word. I just became crazed about the idea that there's something better out there that I think I have a talent to be or do. And that's what I did. Got out of law school. Unfortunately, my mother passed away. Not law school, got out of undergrad school. Unfortunately, my mother passed away right after I got out of undergrad school. Okay, and so I ended up working a few years in a halfway house, still in that cycle, working with people getting out from prison or mental health conditions, or people that really had a need just to get back to a place where they should be. Okay, and I worked there for 4 years. That desire never went away. That desire to be more, to be something that I wanted, and so I just kept applying. And fortunately, University of Missouri said, "Come on in, Herman." Okay, law school. And I've been doing this now for 36 years now. Okay, 36 years. You read my bio to some degree. I worked for the public defender's office couldn't get that out of my system for a while. Okay, for a number of years because I thought I owed something to the people that I was in the halfway house with, if you will. Okay, and I ended up working on the death penalty litigation team for 2 years. I went all around the state of Missouri. So those lawyers that you see on TV, all around the country, that was me. Okay, and I always tell people this. It's not to brag, but it's something I just feel good about at nighttime. No one died on my watch. No one who I represented got the death penalty. And why is that important? Because I thought I gave it everything I had. And with that, I'm going to segue into what you're doing. In order to do everything you have, you got to use everything that you got. Okay, don't take things for granted. A lot of times in cases, whether it's in any aspect of law, whether it's malpractice, criminal, in terms of you have medical records, you have things to look at and things to understand. Don't assume you know everything, because the fact is you don't. And it could be the very little things that you're overlooking that can make the big difference. And I can give you another case where basically that happened in a criminal case. And I know this is not about criminal cases, but I remember this guy was tried for killing a police officer in Jennings, Missouri. Jennings, Missouri is pretty close to Ferguson. We all heard of Ferguson now, right? In fact, it's 5 minutes from Ferguson. Okay, this guy was killed. He was charged with that, and basically, everybody thought since the police officer died, this guy was automatically guilty. And this guy didn't have any money, didn't really have any representation, anything like that, and so they pushed at him. Last minute, here's what I'm getting at. At the last minute, the prosecutor handed me over a bag of cassette tapes, little micro cassette tapes back in the days, so you can see how old it was. Okay, these little mini tapes. I went through a whole bag of those things. I'm talking about 100 or more, okay, of tapes. I listened to every one of them, and guess what I found? I found where this officer was beating and harassing these people who were charged, who they arrested. Literally beating them, hitting them inside the head with telephone books and calling them the N-word and everything. My point is this: never overlook anything that might help your case. And that goes especially with you, Lisa, in terms of you're reaching out to others. You tell them exactly that. This may be important to you. Don't overlook it. Get an opinion about it. Then you can decide what you want to do with it, but don't overlook it. So we're just blessed to have you out there helping us decide how to be better at being a lawyer. Okay?
Oh, well, it's my pleasure, definitely. And well, next step, I just have to ask you when those medical records come up, and there could be bunches of them, you know, thousands of pages. uh, What do you do? Is there a protocol, a method, or a process that you go through to
Sure.
handle and process and review those records?
Sure. First thing, I try to read them myself.
Mhm.
Okay. I try to understand what is it that I understand. Then I want to make sure, that if there's something I don't understand, then I need to get help about it because that's kind of the story. So, and sometimes I won't need help. If it's just a simple, well, let me take that back. If it's like a simple automobile crash or something like that, maybe a soft tissue type injury, I can probably read the medical records without much of a big help, unless there's something really there that my client is complaining about, maybe a cervical injury or something that I really didn't see. Maybe there's something else that I just kind of overlooked, or a legal medical term used that I didn't quite understand, or the root of it in terms of what it also may mean if something goes wrong with that. So I always try to make sure that I'm not missing anything, but I also try to avail myself of, well, get help. So long as it's not going to hurt you, get help. It's not going to hurt you. So I always try to make sure that I'm looking for the right advice, and that depends a lot on the type of case it is as well.
Mhm. Okay, all right. Well, uh, you are not the only attorney that I know that sorts through medical records on their own. Some are really, really proficient for sure. And I'm just trying to find, is there something, any pet peeves you have, or things you find bothersome or troublesome or puzzling when diving into those medical records?
What not the medical records per se. It's just the attitudes of the opposite people, the defendants or the claim adjusters, thinking that they know more than you do, okay, about it. And they have years and of assistance. Okay, they may not be smart as you or educated, but they have years of resources that you don't have. They have computers that tell lies to them about how many treatments you should have. Okay, so it's just really that kind of ticks me off. But you have to stand your ground and realize that what they're trying to do is make you minimize what you are, who you are, and how you're going to represent this person. So you really need to, once they do that, you need to make sure that you give back the ammunition or the firepower, if you will, toward those folks. So in other words, the more you're educated about the case itself, the medical records itself, what they show, why this person needed additional treatment, why this person stayed this long, or whatever, or why it took so long to go to a certain place, to a doctor because of whatever, those are important factors to know. And who will give you that information? You will, Miss Wade. When you're looking at a record, you would tell us that this is necessary and this is why. So when you have those armaments, if you will, to go back at the adjusters or the defense attorneys, going to tell you something crazy, you're not alone anymore. You now have an army of people, Miss Lisa Wade, okay, an army of people saying, no, this is the case here. Okay, this is why, and that's so important. Just for your self confidence, number one. Two, for a jury if you need it, so you can argue that. So they just can't throw your case out of court because now you have something that you can stand behind, and if there's a factual dispute about something, you stand a good chance of winning it. Okay.
All right. Well, you are full of wonderful information, wonderful history and experience, and you've given all of our viewers a lot of helpful insights for sure.
Thank you.
So I'm just saying, is there anything else, any other advice that you haven't covered so far, or you just want to ballpark what you've given me so far? Any other advice for new fledgling attorneys or veterans attorneys about deciding and dealing with those medically related cases?
Absolutely, and thank you for allowing me to say this. Okay, the biggest thing that attorneys have and what we look for is a case that's going to make a difference. Okay, whether it's going to make a difference for us financially, whether it's going to help us get more cases because we handle a case well. It's basically, don't be discouraged. No, every case is not going to be $1 million case, but don't shy away from the $1 cases. Okay, don't shy away. Put everything you have into that, developing that, and guess what? At some point, it's going to pay off for you. To the new attorneys, you have a job. Your job is to represent people that are hurting, okay? Or if you're on the defense side, represent companies that don't want to be hurt. Okay. Either way, you want to do your best job for your client, because in my office, clients is everything, or everything. Just like just like with you attorneys, I know they're the same way. So I'm not saying something that's new to any attorney. We all take the oath to serve our client, to serve with the best of our ability, and to do the best we can. Some clients it's hard for because they make your life miserable. Okay. But you still owe them the duty. You the duty to do the best you can. And so don't give up, attorneys. Don't give up on what you're doing. You have a noble profession. A lot of folks down us. A lot of folks talk about us. But when you're doing your job right, they need us. Okay. So my statement to you is love what you do, because in the end they love you. They may not tell you, but they love you.
Oh, that is excellent advice. I'm so glad that we've had you here to share all of your expertise, all of your insights, and it sounds like a very caring heart and dedication towards your profession. I'm so glad that you shared all of that with us today.
Appreciate you for asking. Thank you.
Well, it's time for a little teeny tiny bit of Q&A. So if anybody has any questions for Herman, it's time to get them together. You're going to get them together, think about them, and then put them into the comments, and Herman's going to answer them. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And while you're getting all of those questions together, it is time for a small commercial break. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Wade Nurse Consultants, what we do here, and how we can be helpful for attorneys like you. Without a review and summary of medical records, it might be harder for attorneys to know if they should take that case. So we here at Wade Nurse Consultants, we provide a 1 to 2 page synopsis and opinion regarding the merits of those medically related cases. By using my 30 plus years of nursing experience, I make quick work of those medical case screenings. So if you're watching this and you have your own nurse paralegal or legal nurse consultant on the payroll, this isn't for you. If, however, you're a small or medium-sized practice and you have a backlog of screenings to get to, or if you need clarity on medical issues that could help free you to focus on your legal strategies, here's what you do next. Right now, here at Wade Nurse Consultants, we're offering a free 20-minute case strategy call. And in that call, we'll help you hone an efficient, timely, and a cost-effective routine around handling those medical cases. Click on the link that you'll find in this chat, in the comment box, or in the description box of this YouTube channel and schedule a call. Now back to Herman Jimerson for our Q&A. Are you ready, Herman?
Ready.
All right, well, let's take a peek. In the comments, do we have any questions? Not yet. So a lot of times people are catching us on the replay.
I get that a lot, Lisa.
Yes. So what I usually do is suggest that if you're catching us on the replay, you're going to find Herman's contact information in the description box of this YouTube channel. Feel free to reach out, and I'm sure he's going to answer all of your questions.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. So what I'm going to do is I think we're going to wind up for today. And like I said, if anybody has any questions on the replay, they're going to reach out to you. Okay. And once again, I just want to thank you so much, Herman, for spending your time with us, dealing with the time difference. I know that can be an issue sometimes, especially for me, but I'm glad you made it.
You're good. You're good.
All right. So I'm going to just send out a reminder to everybody to like this YouTube channel and to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can get notified when our show is coming on again. If you have any legal nurse consulting questions, please reach out to me. Lisa at wadenurseconsultants.com. And be sure to watch us next week. We'll be back here again Monday, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Should You Take That Case? Thanks again, Herman.
It's my pleasure. I'm smiling from ear to ear. Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. All the best.
And happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye.